Does it tell you?
It says recording, bro.
All right.
I got a red dot on top. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're recording, fellas. So here we are. So basically, this is like Tyler said earlier. This is episode 1 of hopefully maybe we'll do more after this if it's not a complete shit show. But
it will be for sure.
Just wanted to give you both a couple of seconds to introduce yourselves. You know, say as much or not as much as you want to say. But we'll start with Tyler. Go ahead, Tyler.
George, you want to go for it?
George, go ahead. George.
Yeah, sure. So just, I'm George. Can you hear me?
I could hear you. Marcos froze. Yeah, maybe we should stop the recording and start it fresh. By the way, Marcos, you froze.
This thing is awful. Someone called, he froze, and someone called me, and then I got knocked off.
Okay, maybe stop the recording and start it all over again.
All right, I can edit
We'll
it.
be
So, yeah.
professional.
It's like, what a mess.
All right, go ahead. I can edit it. Go ahead.
You're not gonna edit it.
Oh, okay. So what? Yeah, what do you want? You want me to just say my name?
Is it just introduce yourself, man? What's George Morales all about?
Oh man, George Morales. Obviously just getting off work really late. Got a couple kids, got a fiance, and got a future stepdaughter.
Oh shit.
It's a little late tonight, but I'm glad to be a part of this, whatever this is.
Hey, we're still trying to figure that out. Go ahead, Tyler.
Tyler Glembo. I don't have a fiance and a future daughter-in-law, stepdaughter. I don't know. I have not much relevant. I have a science background and a Trash Panda shirt.
Trash Panda
I think
shirt.
is relevant, and a highball. So I'm ready for whatever.
Let me show
I'm gonna
my
go home
bottle
and
of
grill some steak.
Hornitos tequila right here. This goes down delicious. Smooth.
Yeah, it does.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. I'm
know.
gonna go home and crack a nice Corona in honor of the holidays.
I know. I thought you were gonna be drinking with us too. You know.
I should have been, and I should be grilling a steak right now on my damn grill, but here I am leaving work late. Thank you, job.
Honestly, you can just start drinking now. I'm sure it's fine. Nobody's on the roads. Everybody's at home. Just start drinking.
Hey, nobody's watching.
It's not like when
nobody's
you're in Mexico,
recording.
Yeah, no one's recording. It's not like when I'm in Mexico where you can drink and drive. You can't drink and drive here.
Yeah.
That's true, man. That's true. How long till you get home?
And I got to pick up my kids. I'll be home in about 20 minutes.
Okay. All right. So I just wanted to ask you guys, I'm going to get into some of the questions now. And you guys can answer it however you feel. Just jump in. First of all, this coronavirus bullshit. How serious are you guys taking it?
I mean, I'm taking it. I mean, I'm taking it pretty seriously. Just maybe because, I figure if something stupid's gonna knock me off, it'd be something like this, right? Some random nonsense instead of something that I really earned, like a gunshot wound or rolling my car 10 times over, speeding in a freaking Passat. I don't know. So I'm taking it seriously. Also because with the job, I don't want to be responsible for making anybody else sick, and and other people's pre-existing conditions that they don't know what they have. My aunt's a nurse in Manhattan, so we get a chance to talk, and it's serious. It's serious, especially in New York City. So I said it's just if you're proactively trying to be careful, then at least you're doing something. I mean, we're not all safe. I play golf every other Saturday with this guy right here. It's on the other line, Tyler. So because apparently golf is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Yeah. He hit me in the head with a golf ball. Can you believe that?
And you walked right in front of me, literally right in front of me. What was I supposed to do?
Wait until I get out of your way. saying?
Don't walk in front of me.
I'm taking it pretty serious, man. You know, we can't go nowhere. I've only ordered food outside once.
Really?
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, I don't want to risk it. The pro side is, man, I'm cooking up a storm these days. So that's been good.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm somewhere with you, George. I'm taking it moderately seriously. I'm not 100% social distancing. You know, I still see you on the weekends, go golfing, stuff like that. But I'm limiting any amount of time I'm going out doing anything. And I'm not really doing it for me. I'm just doing it because, like, if I catch it and I'm a carrier and all of a sudden I'm coming into contact with people who are, you know, compromised, who are sick, like, I don't want that. I don't want that in my head that that's even a possibility. So try to stay safe, try to stay on top of it. And someday earn my gunshot wound like George.
Gotta earn those.
Yeah.
Gotta earn those.
Yeah. Go hunting with a vice president or something. You'll get one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I walked in your way.
Yeah, don't walk in my way when we go hunting, George. Because
is there video footage of this golf ball incident?
I wish.
No. And let me tell you what, it was loud as hell.
It was, you were like 10 feet away and it was a chip. Don't act like this is some big thing.
Yeah.
So these
I'm sorry for your video because my kids are gonna get in the car. So I'll try to keep them quiet.
That's all right, man. No worries. So,
all right.
So
hey,
Tyler,
yeah, sorry, I guess I'm in a meeting.
The stay-at-home orders. What do you feel about them? Are you upset?
Okay, me personally, I'm an extrovert. I need to get out. I need to talk to people. So I'm losing my shit every single day. I'm just like, what? Can I go for a walk? Can I go for a bike ride? I need something. And it sucks so bad. Like, if I could do anything right now, I'd go out for a beer with you two. Like, I just want to go out for a beer with my friends. I just want something. It's depressing. It's awful.
It's terrible.
But again, like, you know, we've got to take the coronavirus thing seriously because otherwise we're just going to infect too many people too quickly. Hospitals won't be able to keep up and people are going to start dying, like, more than already. So So I hate it. I rail against it in my own head, but I'm not going to go protest at the state capitol to get rid of, you know, stay-at-home orders or anything like that because I'm not that stupid. George, how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, like, you know, so the people I'm interacting with, I mean, obviously at work, everybody's keeping their distance because the job is making you keep your distance. Some people are wearing masks, some people aren't. I wear a mask and I rock my dead mouse bandana over it to keep it real, you know.
Nice.
You know,
there you go.
You know, because you give a Hispanic man an opportunity to wear a bandana in public. I'm gonna jump all over that. So,
yeah, don't rob any gas stations.
It's the only time you don't get arrested for it.
I know. I rolled up to the bank drive-through with it on. I felt gangster. I was like, yeah, I need to get more checks. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm keeping it. I mean, like I said, the people that I'm associating with are like the same people. I keep it very, very, very small. Like when this thing kicked off, Tyler came over with his girl Emily, and we just kind of like, you know, had a couple beers and just chilled for a little bit, you know. And that's pretty much it. That's kind of how we're doing it, right? I mean, right here, you know, these neighbors that my ex-wife lives at, they're sitting in their garage with other neighbors in the driveway across the table having a beer, right? So things like a walk every night. I mean, I'm a bit of an extrovert, so I would,
understatement of the century.
Just a smidge, huh?
Right. I like long walks on the beach, you know, to self-reflect. But no, I mean, like, it has been an adjustment, right? And the adjustment is, you know, I can't go to bars, I can't go to clubs, I can't go to concerts, you know. You know, us Latinos are, we like to go out, we like to dance, we like to have a good time.
That's
and so
true.
for me, that's kind of a pain in the ass. You know, it's you know, it's like, damn. But you know, in the meantime, I'm finding other ways to keep myself busy. You know,
You have a dance party at home instead. Just Just you and your girl.
landscaping.
I did the one night you guys came.
I know.
Yeah, the one time they came over, I raged out with some test pilots playing on Mixer streaming live. That was dope. But yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, yeah, it's driving us crazy. It's driving Dana crazy. Because she doesn't have a job where she can go in, she has to stay home and work.
Oh, wow.
And so between that, the kids and their school and all that, it's a lot, man. It's a lot, you know. So yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I'm not happy about it. You know, I want this shit to be over. And then to add insult to injury, you know, we're supposed to be married. You know, so we had to postpone that.
Yeah.
Postpone the honeymoon.
God is looking out for you, George. He's got your back. He infects the whole world just to stop your marriage.
Maybe. Let me tell you what. You know, you say
he put a whole pandemic out there.
Yeah, you know, be like, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know, right? You know. So it's interesting, you know, because you know, we don't have an end date. You know, I live in a red state. You know, this guy might wait the bodies come, you know, start falling in the street before he does anything different. You know, so who knows?
Did you guys reschedule you already have an official date for the reschedule for the wedding?
Oh, we do, October 16th, but if this COVID thing flares up again in the fall, you know, it's going to be an issue. Like my mom's got autoimmune disease and respiratory disease, so
oh wow,
you know, she won't be able to come. Yeah, she got to take a flight
real
to
careful.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
You guys think there's going to be another wave?
Depends on how quickly we reopen, because you look like Kentucky is already starting to reopen and ease social distancing, and they have the biggest increase in cases in the US. Like you look out in China, as much as they lie about their numbers, which for sure they do, there is a double, you know, bump, like right after they started to ease it, like it hit again. So
yeah,
you know, if it happens too quickly, it's gonna have a second wave.
Wow.
In all honesty, yeah, I agree with Tyler, right? There's gonna be a second wave because people here are stupid. I mean, let's just be honest. America is not one of the brightest countries in the world. It's not.
I'm
Look at
stupid.
the education rate, right? I mean, you know, people are dumb. You look at the 1918, you know, Spanish flu, right? It wasn't when it kicked off that was the issue. It was when they thought it was over, it came roaring back and killed more people than when it first kicked off, because they started like, oh, everything's okay, I want to get out of the house. You're getting the same thing now with these preppers, you know, these Second Amendment, you know, freedom nutjob things. And, you know, yeah, and so they're bitching and complaining about, oh, you know, the government can't so sick, you know, keep you in the home and blah, blah, blah. And you get into it on Facebook with people. And it's like, you know what, if anybody deserves to die, it's you people. You know, it's just, what did Dana say? It's just Darwinism, you know? It's just Darwinism. Let them go out there, let them catch it, let it drop dead, let the MAGA people croak. I'm honestly not going to cry over it. I'll be perfectly fine. It's like, hey, you got what you deserve, you know? Just do us a favor. If you want to break all the social distances and go out and live your freedoms and this and that and the other, just sign a do not resuscitate and do not treat document for our first responders. Just go lay in your house with your guns, curl up, and drop dead.
Oh, wow. Wow. So,
George, I really appreciate
tomorrow.
just like the light that you've shed on this right now. Like I feel so uplifted by everything you just said. Like, whew.
It's my goal. It's my aim to please Tyler. But I'm closing on this. Hey, I'm hopeful, right? I'm hopeful that this shit burns out and that it's just something that ultimately kills off a very, very small 1 to 2% of the population. I mean, it sucks, but God, I want this thing to end too, you know? It's a pain.
Yeah, I don't know if you follow.
So if the bar opened tomorrow, would you guys go to the bar tomorrow? Or would you still stay social distance at home, that whole thing?
I would ride it out for a bit. Honestly.
Yeah, I would ride it out too. I'd spend a couple of weeks continuing to sit on my couch after I get done sitting on my couch, so I could do some more sitting on my couch. I want to see what happens
to everyone else.
Yeah, and I would see if it bumps again, because like I said, like I'm not worried about me. I'm in good health. Like I'm not worried about my son. He has no health complications. Like I'd be worried about passing it to a bunch of other people. Like they've been doing a bunch of epidemiological studies on coronavirus, where it came from, all sorts of stuff. And one of the things that they check is what's called the R naught value. And when you're talking infectious diseases, the R naught is basically how many people, if you get it, are you going to spread it to, right? And you can use that to figure out, well, how many people do have to be vaccinated in order for the disease to stop spreading? You know, if enough people get infected and recover, will it stop spreading? And basically 80% of the world's population would have to be either vaccinated or immune to it in order to stop the spread of it. So
Wow.
I would not be ready just to jump out, because I could tell you right now, 80% of the world hasn't had it yet. So,
Wow.
So of course, yeah, no way. And you're right. You know, you're also assuming that there's immunity, right? I mean, this thing, there may not be immunity for this. No one knows. Right?
Fuck that. I'm immune.
On that note,
Don't.
so you guys kind of answered this question already. I'm pretty sure I know what your answer is. You already pretty much covered it. But do you think any part of this is a hoax? Do you think that the government is trying to push some kind of agenda somehow, you know, by removing some of our freedoms, things of that nature?
I think it is 0% a hoax, and everybody's desperately trying to take advantage of it. Like, you look at China, right? They lied about a bunch of the numbers. And then the government basically came back through and bought up a bunch of the businesses due to the downturn. And now China owns just like a ton of the businesses, which effectively undoes the whole trade agreement that Trump came to with them, because the trade agreement was, stop stealing technology and making fake shit out of it. And they're like, well, we own the companies now, so we're not stealing anymore if we own them. So like, they're profiting hugely. Like, every other country has gone down 4 to 5% in terms of the economy. China's gone down, what, 1 to 2%? Like, they're profiting hugely. But just because they're profiting off something, don't mean it's a hoax, because it's not a hoax. People are actually dying. Like, you can't argue that. Just go look at dead people. Go look at dead people.
Right.
That's your job.
Go look at all the freezers, the refrigerated trucks in New York that they're just throwing bodies in, right?
Wait. But that's always been that way in New York. Is that different? Like,
dropping bodies, Wu-Tang style, baby, dropping bodies.
Wu-Tang forever.
Wu-Tang forever.
COVID's temporary, but Wu-Tang's forever.
Fuck yeah.
That's right, baby. That's right, baby. No, I mean, it's not a hoax, right? It's not a hoax. People that think are a hoax, unfortunately, they have the same vote that you and I do. They're, pretty stupid. They're entitled to their opinion, and I'm entitled to facts, which are different. I think that, I've read the same stories about about China buying ports, especially. So for shipping and controlling trade within countries, so that's definitely a bit scary. And with regards to the government, do I believe there's some overarching conspiracy to take over and take people's rights? No. But I do think Trump is taking advantage to set himself up for some sort of it's coming back again in the fall. We need to suspend the election. He's already trying to do away with early voting as well as the mail-in ballot. So, these are the things that go on in my head, thinking that,
You're wrong.
the guy idolizes, he idolizes dictators, right? He loves Putin. He loves this guy in North Korea.
Yeah.
He's sick. I'm sorry, he's such a great man. I feel so sorry for you. So yeah, I think that he'll try to do something kind of sneaky. And then my fear is that, where are these patriots then? Where are these guys carrying their guns and out there in the streets, saying, oh, you're restricting my rights? Where are they then if this guy tries to take over and set himself up as a king? They're gonna fight back? Probably not.
You're so wrong on that. You're so wrong. Like, very clearly, Republicans have a much bigger advantage when lower socioeconomic status, disenfranchised voters get to vote. Like, that's why the Civil Rights Act happened, so that way these entire communities are allowed to vote. And at this point, they all vote Democrat. So if you're a Republican, the number one thing you want right now is for coronavirus to shut down every polling and voting place in the inner city, but the election still happens. And if so, you just watch a red wave just sweep through the elections, because the majority of the Democratic voters aren't going to get to vote. So I completely disagree. Like, maybe the government's using it for benefit. Maybe Trump, who, you know, has said really nice things about Putin. Putin? What, Putin? We'll go with Putin. Has said really nice things about Putin and Kim Jong-un and all of the other dictators around the world, and things are great. Like, yo, maybe he's going to try to spin this to the advantage in the same way Democrats are trying to spin it to their advantage by talking about how Trump has fucked all this up. But the way he'd spin it to his advantage is not to try to become dictator for life by canceling elections, but trying to get that second term in a red wave by forcing the elections to happen, not allowing mail-in voting for anybody except for the military and himself, because he mail-in votes all, even though he claims there's a ton of fraud. Not allowing mail-in voting, not allowing a number of the voting places to open because of concerns about coronavirus, but still keeping the election.
Wow. Did we lose George?
So, you know. Yeah, we lost George.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
Dana's trying to grill and texting me, and all hell's breaking loose because there's flames coming up, and I'm like, just lower the heat. She's like, I did. I'm like, well, that's the fat burning. That's okay.
Tell her to blow on it. It'll be fine.
Oh my God. Y'all are funny. All right.
Yeah, no, I just said the same thing basically about, them trying to restrict the vote, because the vote is the impoverished people. The vote are the minorities that overwhelmingly vote blue. And by disenfranchising them, it helps break the elections for himself. So, yeah, I mean, we're aligned on that, but maybe I wasn't clear.
I mean, maybe you said the exact opposite thing, but it could be you weren't clear. Whatever.
Roll the tape, Marco. Roll the tape.
I'll have to roll the tape. We'll have to roll it back.
Yeah, we gotta hit rewind later. We're gonna see what you really.
It'll be way later. All right. When do you guys?
I'm gonna double check, Joe.
But when do you guys think everything will get back to normal?
I don't think we're gonna get back to a normal anytime soon, like where we were before. We're like at raves or people in mosh pits and thousands of people at college football games and things like that. I don't think that's going to happen for at least a year. And then even then, I think it's going to change. I think the longer this goes on, like we were kind of joking around earlier on, I think the longer this goes on, we're going to see an impact in terms of corporate leases, corporate real estate. As soon as companies realize, hey, you know what, we're doing all right, working remotely, I don't need to have all this office space. Just I got to provide them a good computer, maybe subsidize some of their Wi-Fi if needed. And it's
Cox?
cheaper.
I heard you're a big fan of Cox.
Huge fan. They suck.
Fuck Cox. Ugh.
I give
Everybody who I've talked to is like, yo, if you get Cox, it's just gonna drop every 15
And I
minutes
just pay for
until you pay for
Gigabyte.
like the highest end version, and then suddenly it doesn't drop anymore.
Let me just suspend that theory of yours or what you've been hearing. I pay for the Gigablast. Sucks.
All right, they're just like in general. Yo,
$160 a month,
Fifth-
brother. $160 a month.
5th biggest city in the United States, and you can't get fucking decent internet service. How bullshit is that?
They don't believe in science. They don't believe in it here.
we're on Cox Wi-Fi right now, so
Why does
That's
it
what
keep
this meeting's
dropping?
being
I don't
held
know.
on.
I'm on T-Mobile, baby. German company.
there you
T-Mobile.
go, T-Mobile. So you guys are thinking it'll take over a year for everything to get back to normal? Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, I think I'm in line with George.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a return to normal in the way that we know it, because people are going to realize different things during the stay-at-home orders, the social distancing, and they're going to start leading their lives a little bit differently and be okay with it. Like George mentioned, corporate leases. I'm sure it'll be more wide-reaching than that. But if you're talking about when will the stay-at-home orders cease, when are we going to be able to, all hang out in a sweaty Scottsdale nightclub and just like bounce up against each other because you ain't got room to move? September sounds about right.
And it sucks because I'm in beach bod season now for Scottsdale pool parties. And
You fat fuck.
you know what ain't happening? Ain't no pool parties this summer, player. None. Except for
Yo,
one
you
like
should.
that guy. That's it.
With the beach body you have, you should be thankful for that.
I just did some crunches yesterday. I whipped out a whole 15.
Nestle
Wow.
Crunch.
Yeah.
Man, had I realized that last time we were eating ramen and having a little bit of sake at that one place, that was going to be the last time I'd be able to hang out with you guys like that, I would have stayed a lot longer.
Yeah, you
Oh,
left
yeah.
quick.
My daughter came, but I would have sent her on her way. I'd have been like, no, come back for me later. I didn't know it was going to be the last time.
We'll hang out again.
Yeah, for
We'll
sure.
hang out again. Just don't get coronavirus and die before then.
So far,
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
not a good thing.
So what about the sports leagues? How do you feel about them canceling and doing what they're doing?
I mean, anything to stop the Patriots from winning another Super Bowl, like Tom Brady leaving and coronavirus canceling the NFL. That's cool.
The Tampa Bay Patriots? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah. Tom Brady's gone, and Gronk too. He's not on the
Championship.
Buccaneers.
Whoa, there's George again.
No, LeBron don't get a championship. I love it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did you think LeBron was going to get a championship? Did you really think that?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. But you know what? We'll never
Anthony
know.
Davis was
and
about
that
to.
makes me happy.
Yeah. I miss sports for sure. Like I miss public events, cultural events. I miss all sorts of shit. Like it's just not there right now. And like I can't wait for sports to come back. I can't wait for cultural events to come back. I can't wait to like have a fucking parade or something. I don't know. That's gonna be a good day. But of course, like can't have big gatherings right now, so we can't have sports.
Oh my God, you scared me.
Out here with this grill. Daddy's
What
home.
the hell?
Is that okay that it's raining like that?
Yeah, that's fine. They ran in a house. Don't talk to them. I'm getting recorded right now for
He's
an
being
interview.
recorded.
Oh, hi, Marcos.
What's
This
up,
is good.
Dana?
This
How
is
you
gonna
doing?
be this is gonna be on YouTube.
She can't hear you. I got my AirPods in.
Oh, okay.
Good choice. Let's talk shit about her.
So what do you guys think? Tampa Bay? Are they gonna take it next time whenever it comes back?
No.
No.
No, but Gronk is coming back. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
coming back
Tampa
to the
Bay is gonna
Bucks?
be.
Yeah,
Tampa Bay is
he's
gonna be
going
a
to the
threat.
Bucks.
What about Green Bay, Tyler? What about Green Bay? What do you think?
Hey, we're gonna have a perfect draft. Aaron Rodgers is gonna be on point. New coach is on fire. Super Bowl. In fact, 5 years. 10
5
years.
years.
10 years straight. Super Bowls.
I'm not so sure about that.
Dynasty, baby.
Hey, I think you're
That-
talking
that
about the
can't be
Cardinals.
wrong.
I think you're talking about the Cardinals, right?
10 straight years of 0-16. Perfect seasons for the Cardinals.
Well, I mean, since the Giants got rid of Eli, they have no chance now.
They never had a chance anyway.
You know.
Hey, wait,
Two-time
who's the
Super Bowl
quarterback for the Giants
MVP.
again?
Damn, I forgot his name. I don't even know
I don't even know
anymore.
who the quarterback is.
Yeah, the only thing that ever mattered for the Giants was their defense. Their defense won Super Bowls. I don't know what the hell their offense did besides jack shit.
So seriously, you really think the Cardinals?
Jeremy Shockey was the man. Mario Manningham was bomb.
Plaxico
Shit,
Burress just be shooting himself.
David Tyree, Plaxico Burress. He does shoot himself, but you know what? He got a ring.
I mean, yo,
Got that ring.
Tyree's like final like stats are one catch for what was it, like 40 yards in his entire career, but it was a big catch.
It was
That's
a big
his,
catch.
That's his stats.
And that man never has to buy himself a drink again in the city. Ever.
Or dinner.
Or dinner. Ever.
So you guys really think the Cardinals didn't improve? The Cardinals improved, right? Come on, the Cardinals improved, right? With the trade. Let's hear it.
That was how did they get rid of David Johnson like that? Like his contract, oh my God. Like that trade was ridiculous. And like, yo, for the Houston Texans, DeAndre Hopkins for Brandon Cooks, like you really think a regularly injured receiver with the exact same stats as one of the best who you just let go is going to improve you? Like, oh, I don't know. That's a mistake.
Kyler Murray to DeAndre Hopkins for the next 10 years. Super Bowl.
Actually, that's going to be a connection. I feel that.
You should have went a different way with your quarterback.
You think so?
Yep.
Who should they have gone with?
I don't even know. I don't know. I just last year he wasn't really that good, and he replaced the guy before, right? Didn't you guys have that like first round draft pick, and then he got rid of him after 1 year?
Yeah.
Yep, send him to Miami.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't see any brilliance out of the new guy last year.
Did you watch any of the games?
So,
Yo, Kyler Murray was fire. He's got some highlights.
He's pretty good. He's
Yeah.
not too bad at all.
He's an old Lamar Jackson, I'll tell you that.
Ooh.
He was just a rookie,
Yeah.
though. He was just a rookie.
So was Lamar.
Was Lamar a
Not
rookie
this last year. No.
Oh yeah. No. He was right. That was his second year, right? Was he second year last year?
I can't even
was it
remember.
third? I thought it was
Was
third.
it a third?
Could be wrong.
Did
I
he
thought it was
back up?
third.
Did he back up Flacco his first year?
I'm not even sure.
No.
I am not
Yeah.
even
I
sure.
mean, I would believe it. He must have backed up Flacco, and then they dealt Flacco because
Well, Flacco didn't even got a job no more. I think Denver finally got rid of him too.
good choice.
Yeah,
That
Flacco's
was a high
done.
contract. That was a high contract, and all he did was won one Super Bowl.
I mean, I don't care how much you make. Winning a Super Bowl, worth it.
Yep,
Every penny.
That's right. Eli won two, baby.
Eli won 0 Super Bowls. The Giants
whatever.
defense won 2 Super Bowls, and Eli just like got dragged by his jockstrap by Jason Pierre-Paul with 4 fucking fingers. That's
Not
it.
at the time.
Right there.
He didn't have-
right there.
he didn't have-
Just pull
he
him by
didn't
his jockstrap.
He didn't have 4 fingers at the time. He had all 5. He had a full grip. He needed a full grip to get around Eli.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, George, who's better,
We-
Peyton Manning or Eli Manning?
Peyton's got the same amount of rings, and he's got better stats. But you know what Peyton didn't do that Eli did?
What's that?
Beat Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Oh.
Just saying.
That
Just
was
saying.
all. That was all Eli. Had nothing to do with the Giants' defense. You're right.
Hey, you got to have offense and defense, baby. And you got to. At the end of the day, you got to score more points than they did, right? Than he did.
See, we won the game because we scored more points than they scored.
That's the
why
whole
we won
strategy.
the game.
That's the strategy.
That's
like
called
this.
strategy. That's good strategy right
That's
there.
called strategy,
Yeah.
right? Shooters got to
Yeah.
shoot, baby. Shooters got to
Shooters
shoot.
gotta
You
shoot.
can't win
There
unless
you
you
go.
shoot the ball. That's it.
Hey, yo, no matter how many shots you've missed, George, that's your mantra. 10 in a row. 11. You're DJ Khaled on the court with your misses. Another one.
Another one.
Right.
Let's go.
Hey, why don't you ask Tyler about those 4 threes I nailed on the other day in one-on-one?
Hey,
Oh.
everybody gets lucky. Everybody gets lucky.
Lucky my ass, dude.
Tyler, let's hear the story, man. What happened? You gave up 4. You gave up 4 in a row to George.
Look, I broke both my legs. My hands were mangled. I couldn't move. I literally was dragging myself by my lips. And I wasn't guarding him, and he hit 4 in a row. I don't know.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. You know what? Losers always got an excuse, man. Always. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Did you put on a clinic, George? You put on a clinic?
It was a clinic, my friend. It was a clinic up until the fact that we realized this coronavirus thing had us completely out of shape because we don't play ball no more.
Exactly.
So I think the score was like maybe 12-5 me. And cheers, fellas. Cheers.
There you
Red wine
go.
and
Hey,
steak.
cheers.
And steak. Yeah.
There
They
you
look
go.
good. So we had
If you think that's what the score was, like,
is this a
I
Malbec?
don't know how your mind works.
Fantastic. It is a good
Cheers.
year. What year is this? Where's this out of?
Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers, fellas. Cheers. So I would say this. I would say, yeah, it was like, I don't know, 12-3, something like that. I'm up. I mean, as usual, right, when you play Tyler. And
George,
we were winded. We were
don't make me
legit-
body
we
you
were-
up next time.
We were legit winded. I mean, Tyler was huffing and wheezing.
I was like out of it. And then like he closed the gap. I mean, before you know it, it was 1917. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And then I just had to close it out. But it was tight. It was tight.
When are we going to get back to the courts? When do you think that's going to happen?
Oh,
I mean,
if they lift it and we're being very, very clear of who we're hanging out with and not out there whoring around and licking doorknobs and stuff, I'm all down for playing a quick 2-on-2, 3-on-3.
hey, let's get together and play some horse. 6 foot distance. Let's do it.
We need
Yeah, I
to
don't know
get
what you
Shane
guys are
out
doing.
because I owe Shane.
You do owe Shane.
I owe Shane. Man. I'm gonna need a lot of carrots.
Shane was savage on Facebook.
I, was like,
missed
I had
this.
so many things to say, but I kept it quiet. I'm like, no, keep it off of Facebook. I got Shane next time. So what other things do you guys have to say about this coronavirus? What other opinions do you guys have that I haven't asked yet?
I mean, you didn't ask about like all
the
the different
5G.
hoax theories. Yeah, there's so many theories about coronavirus. Like, somebody ate a bat. Yeah. And
Yeah, what's your
AIDS is
thing
because
on
a
the
gay
5G,
guy had
Tyler?
sex with AIDS is because a gay guy had sex with a monkey. No, it's fucking not. AIDS is because there was 2 different versions of SIDS and monkeys that combined, and in that region, and basically created a mutated disease. And in that region, they eat chimpanzees. So what do you expect to happen? But no, coronavirus and 5G is just stupid. First off, people don't even know what 5G is. Like there's 5G on your Wi-Fi router, which means that it's transmitting at 5 gigahertz. And then there's 5G, which is 5th generation cell phone technology. It's completely different. And people have no idea what the difference is even. And they're sitting here talking about like, oh, 5G caused coronavirus with the new installs. So I'm turning off my Wi-Fi. Like, oh, these are completely different things. And I mean, obviously a biological like fucking virus is not going to be caused by technology that is well tested, completely safe, wasn't even in Wuhan at the time, has no relation to it. Like, I don't know. People are fear mongering for no reason, and they're just stupid. They just don't even know what they're talking about.
So nothing to fear with 5G then. That's what you're saying? Nothing to fear?
I mean, the biggest thing to fear with 5G is that Cox is going to somehow corner the market and fucking monopolize 5G. So either you get Cox cable internet or Cox 5G internet, and then all our services are going to suck. That's what I fear about 5G.
And then George's Gigablast still won't work?
Still won't work. Still won't work.
What do you got to say, George?
The 5G thing is ridiculous. It has absolutely nothing to do biologically, other than anything that might be the usual thing that people worry about, like radiation effects, and we're talking things that are just so unlikely. They don't make any. I mean, it's just wow. It doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah. I think the thing that I think of mostly is how people think that there's going to be this vaccine that's going to come, right? Oh, we're America. We can make it happen. We're going to do it done quickly. The brightest minds in the world are working on this. That's great. But I mean, science is science, right? It takes time, right? I mean, go back to the AIDS epidemic, right? It was the 80s, right? The AIDS epidemic. I was a kid. That was a big thing. And it took about 10 years before they finally got some sort of control over it. I mean, AIDS is still here, but now there's treatments, etc., and it's something you live with for the rest of your life. But you can live a long time. Look at Magic Johnson, right? The guy had HIV. He's still out there doing his thing.
You can live a long time if you're rich. If you're rich, you can live as long as you want.
Yeah, exactly. And he's rich, and he can live as long as he wants. So I don't think we're going to see a vaccine, and they're saying, "Oh, we'll have a vaccine in about 18 months." Okay, I don't really see it. I'd like it to be quick. I'd like them to have a vaccine in 2 weeks, but I don't think it's going to happen.
So on the conspiracy note, what do you guys think about the whole thing that they're saying about Bill Gates and he's trying to monopolize it? And then there's going to be some kind of, microchip or something that's going to be installed in your arm when they give you the vaccine. Have you seen any of these articles?
No, but I believe it. That all sounds really sane and rational, like for sure. Because like Bill Gates through the Gates Foundation took on the task of eradicating polio in the entire fucking world. And in what I consider like the greatest achievement by any nonprofit, they did it. They got rid of polio. So now Bill Gates is looking for something to replace polio. So clearly he used all the Windows bugs to create coronavirus and then used his magic digital computer to reality to convert it from Microsoft Windows to reality. And that's why we got a chip in our arms or whatever the conspiracy theories are. Like, obviously it's Bill Gates. No, it's not Bill Gates. That's completely ridiculous. And if Bill Gates does anything, he does his best to be philanthropic and actually help people.
Yeah, I haven't really been following the Bill Gates thing at all, to be honest. I can care less what he thinks. He has nothing to do with that line of work, with finding a vaccine or anything else. Now he has money, and he could fund a bunch of stuff, but putting chips in everybody's arms, Jesus Christ, how many times you got to reboot Windows? Come on, I'm gonna reboot my arm. Fuck out of here.
Reboot your arm.
You know, oh shit, I'm like power cycling. You know, oh, hold on, it's waiting on an update.
Hopefully it's not your shooting arm, George.
You know, it won't be, baby.
And then, so you think that the coronavirus came from a bat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at the bat COV ZC45, it's I think 86% similar in terms of the DNA or the RNA's sequence. So it is very similar, clearly mutated. There's some, I don't want to call it research, but there's some educated hypotheses that there's a research lab about 3 football fields away from the Wuhan market. And they were researching bats, and those bats had bat COV ZC45, and that eventually that somehow mutated and then got into the waste, and then or the cross-contaminated with the market. Like, that's reasonable, but like saying it came from bats is very different from being like Ozzy bit the head off a bat on stage, and that's where it came from. Yo, I got this. I know it.
Disgusting.
But it was badass.
But
It was badass.
It was badass.
But I mean, honestly, it just makes me think Ozzy is definitely responsible for all the coronavirus. He probably created it. You know.
Yeah,
So,
I don't. I mean, I don't have all the specifications because you know, I'm an essential worker, so you know, I'm busy actually, you know, keeping the supply chain going for this country, making sure that there's plenty of server chips out there to power the cloud and, you know, help Pornhub out, you know, the usual type of thing.
Yeah, you're an essential worker, kind of like that last stripper. Really loved me when I went to the strip club. She
You like
did.
that?
She told
You
me.
like
She told me.
that post I put today? That was good.
Yeah.
So I haven't had much time to research the strains and the RNA, DNA sequences and all that stuff. But from what I have managed to read is, yes, it's originated from there based off of the testing that they have. As recently as today, they found in New York that it's now cats are actually carrying it as well.
God,
so, you know,
fuck cats.
So it's jumped multiple species. They've heard that it's hit. I guess there was a report that it's in dogs now too. So I mean,
that's sad.
This bad boy is here to stay, right? It's finding a way to live, and it's gonna be around for a while.
wow. So was this a weapon that the Chinese created to attack the world?
They can't even learn. They can't even learn to stop microwaving fish at the office, and we're talking about them taking over the world.
You know, back in grad school, I went to there was an office mate I had who would literally just walk in with a plastic grocery bag with like meat in it, just raw meat, and he'd just leave it on his desk all day. And like when he was hungry, he would just grab this plastic bag, walk it to the microwave. It always smelled like ass. It was so nasty, and he'd just start eating it. It was ugh.
That sounds
I mean, who the hell
disgusting.
microwaves fish? Like, who does that? It's crazy.
Okay, so it's not a weapon of mass destruction. Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
If anything, Dana and I talked about this. We think that, you know, and it is a crazy theory. Maybe it's just nature taking us out. It's just part of the normal cycle of things that come up, and it's time for a purge.
I think it's a weapon of mass destruction, and we should go invade Iraq. Just saying.
Iran.
You know, them too. Them too. Fuck them. Let's do it.
Speaking of that, shouldn't the gas prices be cheaper right now? Isn't the cost per oil it's low? Shouldn't we be paying like $1.99 per gallon right now?
Yeah, gas prices are dropping. It's wild. I feel like I'm going back in time. I could gas up my 1984 Ford Escort for a couple dollars.
Ford Escort.
Great.
Wow.
That was my first car, 1984 Ford Escort.
Was that the Pitmobile, Tyler? Was that the Pitmobile?
No, not at all. I mean, I made it a Pitmobile.
Did you pick up the ladies? Did you pick up the ladies with the Escort?
Yo, they all loved the Escort. It was red. Looked real sporty. But no, it's not a weapon of mass destruction. It's nothing like that. Like, it might be wild and crazy, but viruses happen and they mutate and they evolve, and that's how life works. So
yeah, these things creep up. You know, I mean, time after time, right? I mean, things just
like
happen,
herpes.
It's like herpes.
Creeps up time after time.
Like chlamydia that we know of somebody.
We sure do, over and over again. Chlamydia.
I mean,
The same summer.
They're not there to defend himself, right?
So we can rip on them all we want. Hey, we're not name dropping. We're not saying who it is.
BR.
You know who you are, BR. You know.
Yes, yeah.
Man, you guys are wrong, man. Dang.
Just saying. Apparently, he's a carrier. Just randomly pops up after.
It just happened, right?
Years.
It just happened. The story I heard is it just happened.
Oh yeah. It did not involve bringing a girl home from a Scottsdale pool party. It definitely did not involve bringing home some trash and catching some. No.
It just happened.
All right. So is the human race is the cancer of the world, and the world is trying to get rid of us? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I think after a while, with any organism, right, we start hitting a critical mass, and then something happens to start having us die off. So I think this is a perfectly natural scenario where these things are going to happen, right? I mean, what are we at, like 9 billion people on the planet right now, Tyler? Where are we at, 8, 9 billion?
Not quite, 7-ish.
7-ish, right? 7 plus. What, China has, about 1.5 billion, maybe 2?
I think it's 7.6 billion right now. I'd have to double check.
Yeah, so they've got a bunch of people.
So maybe this is the Illuminati or Thanos, trying to, get rid of the overpopulation.
I mean, Thanos was pretty fucking badass. You can't deny Thanos was badass. So how could you argue with that?
He had a good plan. I can't argue against his plan. It was good. Sometimes
he had a solid plan. He was not the bad guy in that movie. In those movies.
He was just misunderstood.
Yeah. So like, if you take some biology class, like the most fundamental equation in mathematical biology is like the rabbit and the wolf. And you watch like the populations just kind of do this and like shift up and down and up and down. That's just natural. Like birth, death, predators, disease, it just goes up and down. So like, it's not the end of humanity. Might be the end of YouTube, but it ain't the end of humanity. So we aight. It's gonna go up and down. Yeah.
All right, guys. I think maybe we're. Go ahead, George. You got more to say?
No, my kids here are saying that I'm a carrier. I always go out and I get everybody else sick, and I never get sick.
And they don't even know about the herpes, huh?
They don't even know.
It's a good thing we're in your headset.
Yeah.
Not out loud. Let's keep that secret.
Hey. Players of the game, player. We ain't stupid.
Oh man. All right, guys. I think unless you guys got some more stuff to say, I think we did a pretty good video today. What do you think?
It was good.
Look, let's not say the video is good. It's trash. But I don't have anything more to say, so it is what it is.
Listen, it's episode 1. Hopefully, if you guys want, we can do this again. We don't have, and we can talk a different topic. Doesn't have to be COVID.
I mean, I'm in.
I'm in. Yeah, I want to get on this corn on the cob though, man. I'm hungry.
All right, man. All right. All right, guys. We'll do this again, man. Thank you for doing
All
it.
right.
Take it
Thanks,
easy,
Marcos. Appreciate it.
All right. Later.
Bye.
Later.
Later.